Hello guys, and welcome back to Bradley Hall's Guitar School. And today we're going to be doing something quite different. So by far, one of the most commonly requested videos here at the Guitar School has been a full, I suppose, gear / guitar / setup rundown. And that's exactly what we're going to do today, because I agree. I think it's about time I do something like this, because I don't think I've ever done some sort of like guitar or like gear rundown ever. So let's change that. In this video, I'm going to be going over all of my guitars that I use in my videos, as well as how I get my tones and my full setup, and also the recording and audio gear hardware that I use. But I must quickly add one disclaimer before we continue. I am not and have never been like a real gear tech head. I don't know too much about like the ins and outs of guitar specs and things like that. But I know many of you are very interested in this stuff, so I will do my best to communicate all of the details and specs best I can. And hopefully it will be very interesting for you guys, and perhaps give you some guidance and help for how you can enhance your own setup perhaps. So let's get going and start with the guitars. So this is my main guitar that I've been using for the past year or so. You've probably seen it in, a lot of videos on YouTube and Instagram and here at the Guitar School over the past year or so. Yeah, this has become my main guitar since I got it. It's a Charvel Pro Mod DK24, I believe. And I actually got this pre-owned, so secondhand, at my local guitar shop, GAC, here in Brighton. I knew I wanted something fast and shreddy, but I didn't want like an Ibanez or something like that, because I've been playing Ibanez like for years and years and years, and I kind of want to try something different. Most Ibanezes sort of play the same. When you buy an Ibanez, you know what you're getting, right? And it's just sort of like for one type of music. Whereas I wanted something that was still fast like an Ibanez, but was more like like adaptable to different types of music and can get some different sounds and not just just all out shred. And this was recommended to me by my friend who worked at the guitar shop. And oh my god, ever since I first played it, I just fell in love with this guitar. It's so comfortable. It plays like absolute butter. It's super fast. It has like a really thin, fast neck. But obviously, you could turn up to more than just a metal gig with this. It looks a lot more sensible than something like an Ibanez or like a Jackson. And you could get so many different sounds out of it, because you've got the three different pickups. You can have like the sort of Strat style, like the middle, like the twangy one. And you can also just like shred on it so easily. So, specs-wise, I'm just going to read off my phone because I can't remember all this stuff. What have we got? We've got a Seymour Duncan Full Shred TB10 in the bridge. And in the neck, we have a custom Seymour Duncan Alnico 2 Pro APH1M. And obviously you've got this nice Strat style 5-way toggle. The scale length is 25.5 inches. It is a 12-inch to 16-inch compound radius on the fretboard. Of course, 24 frets, which is absolutely essential for the sort of stuff I do. Can't be dealing with 22 or 21. The bridge is also one of my favorite things about this guitar. We have a go-to custom 510 tremolo. So what's sick about this is that it's sort of like it's a halfway between like a full-on Floyd Rose and a sort of a more Strat style bridge. So it floats, but like by default, you can go both ways. So you can like go down with it. But unlike a Strat style bridge, you can also go up. So you can do all the sort of cool sort of like whammy bar squeals and like the sort of Jason Becker like a. But what's also cool is that you can lock it. So I can't remember how you do it because I haven't done it since I bought it. But you can like configure like these knobs at the back into like a certain position, which actually completely fixes it and turns it into a fixed bridge, which is fucking sick. Because you might not always want to have that that tremolo functionality. If you're like recording or doing a gig, where you don't need it and you sort of want that extra tuning stability, I suppose. You don't want to like accidentally knock it. Because to be honest, it does hold tuning pretty well. But obviously it's not going to hold it quite as well as a proper, like, you know, Floyd Rose with a locking system and stuff. You just get the best of both worlds, really, because honestly I was kind of done with Floyd Roses. Because yeah, they're a lot of fun, but they're a massive pain in the ass to maintain. So while I do always like to have one in my arsenal, I think having this is like a great compromise for having that functionality, kind of, but also having something a bit less of a ball ache, less faffing around, and something a little bit more sensible. So yeah, this Charvel is my main guitar and probably will be for the foreseeable future. Absolutely fucking adore this guitar. It's absolutely perfect. I don't think there's really anything I can fault with this guitar. Looks gorgeous, plays amazingly. Yeah. Alrighty, next up we have my number 2 guitar, the one that gets, you know, the second most amount of attention, is my gorgeous Solar X-Type. The exact model name is the X2.6FR GN+. Man, I love Solar guitars, but these names, man, fucking kill me. I've had a great relationship with Solar for a number of years now. I love what Ola has done with the brand, the way that it's, you know, they operate at sort of like street level and like very, very artist friendly. And obviously Ola being a YouTuber as well, he understands the online content creation space, unlike many more sort of like older, more traditional guitar brands. Are still kind of slow to adapting to this space. Solar guitars are some of the best looking guitars available on the market these days. They just look fucking amazing on camera and in thumbnails. And luckily they also play super, super well. So I got this X-Type after seeing Ola's Jared Dines Shreds collab video. I think it was from like 2 years ago now, probably. So what would that be, like the 2023 one? I think he used this guitar for that video, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my god, I need that in my life right now. I'll be honest, I've never really been a massive fan of like the whole kind of, I don't know, like spiky dime shape. I don't know what you want to call it, but this is a bit more like Jackson Warrior-y, I suppose. And the green is just like so fucking cool. I could not say no to this guitar. It's so sick. So spec-wise, we have a Duncan Solar Plus here, and here we have a Duncan Solar Plus Bridge. So yeah, they're like the sort of the same like breed of pickup, I suppose, but just like, you know, the neck and the bridge variants. We have a Floyd Rose Special Bridge, fretboard radius of R350, whatever that means, I have no idea. A rosewood stained neck, which is super cool. And tuners, we have Solar 18-1 tuners. So this guitar pleasantly surprised me because a lot of the solos that I've played in the past were more sort of like riff machines, and I had trouble kind of like using them for lead too much. They just weren't exactly what I was looking for in terms of like lead playing. But this one was very different. It's actually a very fast guitar. The neck is a lot smaller than I was expecting. Because on the previous solos I've had, well, except this yellow one here that we'll go over soon, the necks were like fucking baseball bats, so they're really chunky. But this is a surprisingly slim neck. It's a little bit fatter than the Charvel, just a little bit. And the pickups are also quite a bit hotter than the ones in the Charvel. So when I want something that's a little bit like higher gain and like more saturated, I suppose, and a bit more metal, then I go for this guitar over the Charvel. Or I just want the green on camera because it looks so fucking sick, then I opt for this guitar. It does have a few flaws though, unfortunately, which is what puts me off playing it sometimes. The Floyd Rose Special, it's a very cheap bridge. It does not feel good, like I never use it. So I would probably, I don't know, block this off or replace it with an Evertune or something because I'm just not interested in using this. And there was some slight quality control issues with this volume pot. It's just always been loose. I've tried to tighten it from the outside a few times and it just comes undone again. So I think it just needs replacing. And also I'm not a massive fan of having the pickup selector here. It's like really inconvenient when you're like, you know, you're riffing, but then you have to like switch to soloing mode, but then you gotta like reach all the way down here and flip it. I sometimes miss it and it's just annoying. So I would prefer to have, you know, I just much prefer the pickup selector here, sort of like Strat style. I hate having it here. But besides that, it's a fucking sick guitar. Looks amazing. Very, very fast, plays great, super comfortable. Amazing upper fret access. Actually, this is the one thing that it has over the Charvel. So the upper fret access is a lot easier than than that thing because, you know, it's a much bigger cutaway. But yeah, super sick guitar, and Solar guitars are just getting better and better and better as the years go on. So yeah, if you want something that's like metal as fuck, it looks fucking sick, and plays amazingly. But maybe you don't want to sort of like, you know, splash out on something like really high end. I think this is a great option. So from one Solar to another, this is the Solar AB 1.6G Antique Gold Matte. So I think this was the third Solar guitar that I got sent. Like quite a few years ago now, must be at least 3 or 4 years ago. So they originally sent me like a couple of 7 strings, I think. And I didn't really get on with them, to be honest. Like, the necks were way too fat. I don't think they sounded great. And they just weren't very comfortable to play. So I said, you know, can you sort me out with something that's a bit more like in line with what I do? Something that's maybe, you know, 6 string, that's a bit more like shreddy and a bit faster, but, you know, still riffs hard. And they sent me this, which I think was like quite new at the time. And it turned out to be great. I really got on well with this guitar. It's a sick instrument. Looks fucking amazing, you know, as do most Solars. So spec-wise, we have a roasted maple neck, of course, very, very sexy. 25.5 inch scale, 13.7 inch radius, 24 frets, of course. Pickups, we have a Duncan Solar dual rail in the neck, which is this nice cool, I don't know, is this a single coil or not? I don't know, it looks like a single coil, but it's sort of like a, I don't know, a double thing, I have no idea, but it sounds sick. And we have a regular, like a Duncan Solar bridge in the back, which is sort of like their stock go-to pickup. A very, very sexy Evertune in the bridge, which I love. And we have a nice 3-way Strat style selector switch here. So this guitar I primarily use for tracking rhythms. So on my YouTube videos and my Guitar School videos, all the rhythm guitars you hear are pretty much nearly always done on this because it just sounds so tight. The Charvel and the Green X Type, while they're amazing for lead, they just don't really have that sort of that tightness that's required for some nice rhythm tracking. But this does have that. It's just, oh, it's so good. It's a great guitar for lead too. You know, it's got 24 frets, some nice high upper fret access, and the neck is like, it's pretty fast. But yeah, it's not quite as comfortable and fluid to play as like the Charvel, for example, which is probably why this guitar is missing an E string currently, because I don't ever use the upper strings on this one. I'm only ever tracking rhythms. The fact that it has an Evertune as well just reinforces the fact that it's amazing for riffing. You know, I can just record with this, you know, for months and months and months and never have to tweak it. It just stays in tune perfectly, as the name suggests. Okay, next up we have my Ibanez RGD71AL Axion Label 7-string. This is now the only Ibanez I own and the only extended range guitar. So I bought this guitar around, I think like COVID, like early COVID sort of times, because I just joined a band locally. This was really before like YouTube and stuff took off. I joined a band locally that required having 7-string guitars. I didn't own one, so I thought, ah, fuck it. Why not? Let's take the plunge. And I chose this one because, you know, there were lots of 7 strings available on my local guitar shop. But I chose this one because it has a very, very slim, fast neck. And it appealed to me because I didn't want something that was only used for riffing. I wanted something that I could, you know, play some nice leads on as well, not have to sacrifice that speed. And yeah, this served me well for probably a good 2 years as my main guitar. You'll see it in all of my very early YouTube videos. These days, I don't really play it too much. I only bring it out when I need to play something that's extended range, you know, that requires a low tuning. So, specs-wise, we have a Nitro Wizard 5-piece Panga walnut neck. Sounds very exotic. Macassa ebony fretboard. Very gorgeous fretboard. Right, the pickups. So this is the main reason why I've sort of kept this guitar really. The pickups are like very unique. So we got Damasio Fusion Edge 7 in the bridge and oh, same in the neck as well. So it's like the same type of pickups, but just the bridge and neck variant. We have a 3-way selector here, and we have a go-to MGT locking machine heads at the top here. So yeah, these pickups, like I mentioned, this is the main reason actually why I've kept this guitar. They just have a very unique sort of like bitey, trebly tone to them that I just really love. It just cuts through so well. Compared to the other 7 strings that I've had before that just sound a little bit like, a bit flubby and not too tight. This guitar sounds tight as fuck. I have it set up with 9s currently for some reason, but it just does not feel good. Like the bottom strings just feel like flubby as hell. I need to get this set up properly with like 10s or something. And it's great. I don't think they make these anymore, so you can only get them secondhand. But yeah, it's an excellent guitar that served me well, and I don't think I'll be getting rid of it anytime soon. So that's all my serious guitars out of the way, and now my sort of, well, like meme guitars, I suppose. So this is another Solar. It's part of the S-By Solar series that they launched, like, I don't know, a year or two ago. They're basically like, I'm not sure if they're half size or like 3/4 size guitars, maybe. But yeah, teeny tiny guitars meant for, I guess, like beginners. They're sort of like a very entry-level, like low-end guitar. And they sent me them just to try out and make some content with. I actually really like it. It's a fun guitar to mess around with. It sounds pretty damn sick, considering it only costs like $100 or something ridiculous. But it's just fun to mess around with because of the very short scale. You can do like crazy ass bends and shit with it. The massive vibrato. You sound like Brandon Ellis. So I use it sometimes in videos because it kind of looks cool on camera because it's so small, you can just sort of like throw it around. And when I want to do some solos with like crazy ass vibrato or like massive stretches, that sort of stuff, I don't know, it's a lot easier on this sort of guitar. Though obviously it just does not stay in tune. It's like the most unstable instrument ever. Like you literally just have to touch it and it goes out of tune. But yeah, for what it is, it's actually surprisingly good and a lot of fun to play with and like light as fuck. So if you want like an entry-level beginner instrument for like, I don't know, your kid, or if you're very short like me and you want a guitar that actually looks like a normal sized guitar on you, then yeah, this is the one to go for. All right, last but not least, we have this amazing SpongeBob guitar, my pride and joy. I found this on eBay, like last year I think I bought this. I don't remember why. I think I was looking for like the Hello Kitty guitar and found this instead, and I think this is actually way cooler. This is a fucking sick guitar. Obviously it's not really like a serious guitar. It's like more of a toy, I suppose, but it is like just about enough of a guitar for you to be able to actually like play it. I mean, it feels like shit to play, not gonna lie, and it doesn't stay in tune. But you know, with like a good tone, it doesn't sound half bad, I suppose. But it's a massive fat neck, you know, like a proper like big old classic Strat neck. Yeah, I don't know, it just looks good on camera, and it's just a cool guitar to have. And I want to deck it out with a different pickup at some point, just mod it a little bit. But yeah, cool guitar. Nothing more to say really on this one. Before we move on, I forgot, I do have a bass as well. I don't play it too often because I mostly use MIDI bass for my videos. Just because it's, I don't know, I find it's a lot quicker and like more consistent to get good tones out of because I'm not really a bassist, I don't know what I'm doing. But I do have this bass on the rare occasion that I need to play it, you know, for videos and stuff. It is a, I can't remember what the model name is, but it is a Solar, again. They sent it to me a while back. It's pretty fun to play. It's very, very light, especially for a 5-string. It's to be honest, I think it's lighter than my 7-string guitar. But it's fucking massive. I feel like an absolute dwarf on this thing. Yeah, but it sounds good. It's like pretty comfortable to play for a bass, I suppose. But yeah, I am by no means a bassist and have no comments to say on this. But yeah, it is a bass that exists and I own it. There we go. All right, so that is all of my guitars. You know, I don't really have a very big collection compared to many of my creator peers, I'm sure. But I'm not really somebody who likes to hoard guitars. You know, I love playing guitar, but I've never really been like a gearhead or anything. And as I get guitars, I tend to sell old ones as well. I don't like to keep too many. I'm a bit anal when it comes to hoarding stuff. When it gets to that point where I just never play guitar anymore, I just tend to sell it. I don't really believe in keeping stuff that I don't use. So thank you very much, and I shall see you again next time. Bye-bye.